Straight ahead, the pain of Paris at the Oklahoma City bombing, the pain of poverty right here in Norman, and OU's president speaks out in Time magazine. This is OU Nightly. Well, it happened in the blink of an eye. One night last spring, it was business as usual. By morning, the University of Oklahoma was embroiled in a national controversy over racism on campus.
David Bourne has described how he led OU out of the mess in a first-person essay published in this week's Time magazine. In the essay, Bourne describes how video of the SAE fraternity's racist chant set in motion a series of painful and finally uplifting events that have made OU a better university. He says he was hosting a dinner party when a staff member called him into the kitchen to view the video. He says he immediately decided that if the members of the fraternity involved were OU students, he would close the fraternity within 24 hours and cancel its affiliation with the university. Early the next morning, Bourne marched arm in arm with thousands on the OU campus and addressed students and the world.
Sooners are not racists and bigots. Sooners are people that believe in respecting each other and helping each other and caring for each other. We're a real community.
That essay was published following last week's resignation by the president of the University of Missouri. His failure to address racial tensions led to his protests, and his inaction ultimately led to his demise.
A multicultural and interfaith vigil was held today to honor the victims of the terrorist attacks in Paris. The memorial service took place by the Survivor Tree at the Oklahoma City Memorial and Museum. The event was co-sponsored by the Holocaust Remembrance and Restitution Foundation. While it was too windy to have a candle lighting, there was a moment of silence for those affected by this tragedy. There were many speakers giving words of encouragement, as well as different religious leaders in the community offering prayers. One speaker in particular had these kind words for the people of Paris.
The civilized peoples of the world are with you. And that is why I say to you today, Je suis Parisian, vive la France, vive la République, vive Paris. May God bless all of you.
And Oklahoma now joins other states in saying it wants the president to suspend accepting Syrian refugees in wake of Friday's terrorist attacks in Paris. Nearly 1,900 Syrian refugees have entered the U.S. Only 3 have settled in Oklahoma. Several state representatives have told Governor Mary Fallin that Syrian refugees are a safety and homeland security risk. And some are urging Oklahoma to join other states and try to prevent them from coming to Oklahoma.
And President Obama said it yesterday at the G20 summit in Turkey. We cannot slam the door in the faces of these refugees seeking safety. Dylan Jazza joins us now in the News Center. And Dylan, a majority of the states are in direct opposition of this statement, saying letting the refugees only puts in the United States at a higher risk.
That's right, Alicia. And Oklahoma could be joining half the nation in saying Syrian refugees are not welcome. As you can see, states from every region are protesting Syrians seeking asylum in the U.S. Among the 30 states, all but one have a Republican governor. And even though a majority of the states oppose the refugees, they do not have the power to refuse entry. The final say on U.S. immigration falls to the federal government. The protests poured in after authorities revealed that at least one of the suspects in the Paris attacks entered Europe with the current wave of Syrian refugees. After initially resisting the theory of a bomb bringing down a Russian plane, Russian officials today say a 2-pound explosive brought down their jetliner passenger jet. The Russian government is offering a $50 million reward for information on those who brought it down. And breaking news tonight, a German terror alert. Authorities evacuated 2 different stadiums in Hanover, canceling a soccer match between the Netherlands and Germany. New reports now say no explosives were found in those stadiums, though. Officials also found a suspicious package in Hanover's main railway station, causing a temporary evacuation. The package was safely removed and the station is now open. That's what's happening around the world. Alicia?
Thank you, Dylan. Well, recent rains are washing away the fear of drought across Oklahoma, and more rain is on the way. At the beginning of the year, nearly 75% of Oklahoma was in drought. but the latest U.S. drought monitor showed less than 52% of the state with dry condition or moderate drought. The heavy rains have boosted cotton and wheat production across the state.
Hey, that's great news.
It is good news.
Also, the temperatures are dropping, so I always say it's better to have cold or rain, but not both at the same time.
I couldn't agree more.
Nobody likes cold rain.
I completely agree. It's always better to have one, but not both. So,
That's
Mandy,
right.
do we have any more coming up?
Well, last night we had quite a bit, and that line is still on the radar. Now, yesterday at this time, we had a couple of supercells going up in the Texas Panhandle and Oklahoma Panhandle. That squall line that pushed through here around 3 a.m. this morning is well off to our east. You can see that extends all the way into Iowa, down south to southern parts of Texas and Louisiana, and that did have quite a few tornadoes embedded in the line. This is near Groom, Texas. It eventually moved over into the Oklahoma Panhandle, producing an EF3 tornado. You can see the wall cloud right here and the tornado on the ground here in just a little behind that wall cloud. Lightning off in the background helping to illuminate this shot from Andrew Lyons. But we had quite a few tornadoes on the day yesterday, 42 in total across the U.S. Local storm reports going all the way from Amarillo up into parts of Nebraska, some as well in North Texas, but quite a few in the northwestern portion of our state. And we did get quite a bit of rain from this as well, almost an inch in Oklahoma City and Norman, less off to our west, but over into the eastern parts of our state, we had 2.5 inches of rain for many of us, and we really do need that, helping to alleviate those drought conditions. I'll have more on your forecast coming up later. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Mandy. And still to come on OU Nightly, Planned Parenthood fights back against GOP candidates in the 2016 elections.
Plus, Norman reaches out to the needy as the holidays approach. Stay with us.
Thanks for joining us. Well, the survey is in, and Oklahoma is not in favor of closing post offices. That's according to a University of Maryland poll that was released today. Most Oklahomans believe that the most effective and cost-cutting strategy is to raise postage rates and reduce Saturday deliveries, rather than close unprofitable offices altogether. Many are also in favor of the Postal Service offering new products and paid services, such as photocopying and internet access.
All right, with the holidays just around the corner, a lot of people are finalizing their travel plans. Lindsay Gomez joins me now. Lindsay, some news in travel.
Yes, actually 2 hotel chains have combined. Let me tell you which ones. A mega merger created the world's largest hotel company. Marriott has announced that it's buying Starwood Resorts. The deal is worth more than $12 billion. With this new agreement, Marriott will control 5,500 hotels in 100 countries, including iconic hotel chains like Westin, W Hotels, and St. Regis. And Planned Parenthood is set to spend at least $20 million fighting the Republicans in the 2016 elections. The group is fighting back against GOP efforts to end its federal funding. The group will spend the money on advertising and organizing workers in so-called Senate swing states. Planned Parenthood has been under fire after a conservative group released videos showing officials discussing fetal tissue sales. The organization says the videos were fake and announced last month that it will no longer collect fetal tissue for research. And studies show that casinos have financially helped Oklahoma's economy and education. Indian gaming has contributed $1 billion to education in Oklahoma over the past decade. In 2014, tribal gaming contributed $4.2 billion to the state's economy. Guys, that is wonderful news, knowing that casinos are really helping our economy and also education. That's wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, you keep bringing us these education stories that are just great, that, you know, more and more funding is going to education. So it's great. Thanks, Lindsay.
Thank you.
All right, OU is making life easier for commuters with a new car sharing program. Members will have access to 4 Zipcar vehicles to drive at hourly or daily rates. The cars can be dropped off and picked up at designated spaces around campus. Sign up is just $15 and rates start at $7.50 per hour. To find out more, you can visit their website at zipcar.com/OU. And still ahead, OU women's basketball was in action last night. Courtney Boggs is here with a full recap of the game.
And yesterday we were seeing severe weather threats across Oklahoma. Mandy Bailey is standing by with what to expect for the rest of the week.
Welcome back to OU Nightly. Now taking a look at what's going on around the U.S. Those storms that pushed in early this morning are well off to our east right now, but take a look at this. You can really see the spin on this system pushing all the way down into southern portions of Texas. Currently it is in Arkansas and Louisiana, and out of our state we're not seeing anything from that squall line anymore, but the panhandle off in northwestern Oklahoma is actually seeing some snow right now, so a lot cooler than it is here in the metro areas, but nothing across Oklahoma besides the panhandle. Snow chances are going to end coming into tonight, so they won't be moving into any other parts of the state, but snow chances for the panhandle through tonight, 80% just to the west of Guyman and 60% chance for the rest of the panhandle. And again, that's not going to affect any of us across the state, just the panhandle. But we do have a couple of advisories in effect for southwestern Oklahoma. A wind advisory is in effect until 6 o'clock this evening, and a winter storm advisory is in effect for the panhandle, and that will expire tonight as well. But the rest of us are pretty much clear. Not a whole lot of weather going on here the next several days. That front again pushed through with that squall line that will have moved well off to the east come Wednesday morning into the afternoon. Now come Thursday, we do have high pressure settling in over Oklahoma. That's going to dominate our weather the next several days. Lots of sunshine and not a whole lot of rain expected for us. Now a cold front is going to be pushing into the state Thursday night into Friday, dropping our temperatures down for our Friday afternoon, and through Friday that will have pushed throughout Oklahoma. Temperatures tonight are going to be a little chilly, in the 40s for many of us, 30s off to our west and northwest, and heading through your day tomorrow. We are going to warm up quickly and stay a little bit above normal. Normal this time of year is about 61 degrees, so we're going to stay a few degrees above normal for our afternoon, but sunny skies, so it's going to be a good day to go outside and enjoy it now that the rain has pushed through. Temperatures across Oklahoma sitting in the 60s as well. That 7-day forecast, we're seeing lots of sunshine, not a whole lot of rain chances really at all for the next several days. A lot of that rain pushed through again last night. So as we head into the weekend for that OU game, we are going to stay sunny and cool since that front does push through into Saturday. So we're going to have temperatures in the 40s during the day. By that game time, 7 o'clock, it's going to be in the 30s. So bring a jacket.
Well, I'm so happy you're saying no rain, because I know in like the beginning, maybe over the weekend, it was saying that it was going to rain for the game.
Right now, it looks good. If we have any rain chances with that front, it'll be late Friday night, so it shouldn't impact the game at all.
Awesome.
That's good
news.
for our drought. Yep.
And speaking of football, did you watch the Baylor game?
Yes,
Baker
it was incredible.
was on
Awesome.
fire.
I was there, and
Oh,
it was
really?
amazing.
Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous. Yeah, Baker was on fire. Now people are saying Baker for Heisman. Courtney Boggs is standing by with more. Courtney.
Yes, but first, the OU men's basketball team is playing in Memphis right now. We'll get you an update on that. And Sooner sensation Baker Mayfield is whipping his way into the Heisman race. You won't want to miss it. Sports is straight ahead. Thanks for joining me. I'm Courtney Boggs, and this is OU Nightly Sports. The Oklahoma Sooners' success on the field not only has them playing football, but politics as well. The OU team will need to keep its winning streak alive while increasing their profile with the playoff selection committee along the way.
We've done all we can to play well and to put ourselves in a position to be one of the teams in the top four, but we've got to win this week. And I think if we can continue to play well and if we can win this week, that'll be recognized as well.
We're playing very well right now on both sides of the ball. We should, keep playing like that. Obviously, got 2 tough games ahead of us, 2 good teams. If we keep playing like we are, there's no reason we shouldn't be considered for it. The way we've been playing, I don't see why not.
The politics continue with the Sooners' newest campaign, Baker for Heisman. After an impressive showing against Baylor this past weekend, ESPN experts announced this morning that Baker Mayfield has surged to the number 2 spot on their Heisman leaderboard. And the mascot heading his campaign? This old school 8-bit Baker getting jiggy with it Heisman style. For those of you who don't know, Mayfield is quite the video game enthusiast and is infamously known for his smooth dance moves. That little guy is almost as cute and talented as the real thing, if you know what I mean. And moving on to the defense. After limiting Baylor to its lowest point total of the season, OU cornerback Jordan Thomas and safety Stephen Parker joined Sooner Sports Pad last night. The two took part in the dynamic duo game and also showed off their celebration dance to the hosts.
I mean, is that PG? Is that okay? We're gonna cut out the one part or no? Okay. It's fine. I believe all right.
Is this rehearsed?
Yep.
If you'd like to catch the entire interview on Sooner Sports Pad, last night's show will re-air after this newscast. The number 8 men's basketball team is currently in the midst of its first regular season game. In Memphis, the Sooners lead the Tigers 30-23 just before the half. Buddy Hield has a game-high 14 points. And the number 17 Oklahoma women's basketball team dropped its first game of the season last night to North Texas, 61-57. The Sooners got off to a sluggish start, allowing North Texas to jump out to an early 10-2 lead. North Texas outshot Oklahoma 42% to 31% and also out-rebounded the Sooners 44-40.
They played well, they shot well, they played really hard, they believed they could win, and they did it. They got off to a great start and punched us, and we didn't recover and fight back, and I'm very disappointed in that.
And finally, more bad news for Oklahoma basketball teams. The Oklahoma City Thunder were on the road in Memphis last night. Grizzlies guard Mario Chalmers knocked down 4 threes on the night en route to a team-high 29 points. Still without Kevin Durant due to a hamstring strain, Russell Westbrook picked up the slack, going for 40 points and 14 assists. But Russ's performance was not enough. The Grizzlies would go on to win 122-114.
You know, the Thunder was predicted to just kind of set the world on fire this season, and they started out pretty strong, but honestly, it's been pretty disappointing performance-wise the past few games, and I know there are a lot of fans in Oklahoma not too excited about it.
Yeah, and it's so sad to see that just because Kevin Durant is that they haven't been able to pull together as a team, unfortunately.
Right.
So hopefully they'll get it in gear, and that we can have some wins, hopefully even tomorrow night.
Yeah, I agree.
We still have time, guys.
Yep.
The
We
season's
do.
not
Still
over.
young.
I just don't feel like the team meshes as well when it's just Russ. I feel like Kevin Durant is a key piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, before we throw it to break, though, can we talk about Baker real quick? I loved that little video game character. I almost feel like it needs to be an emoji.
Oh, I would use the Baker emoji 10
All the
times a
time.
day.
Absolutely.
At least 10 times a day.
All right,
Thank you,
thanks,
Courtney.
Courtney. And still ahead, your bank account may turn to the dark side if you're trying to get a hold of these collectibles. Stay with us.
Update desk. An attorney for the woman who crashed a car into the OSU homecoming parade asked a judge to lift a gag order. If the judge agrees, witnesses, victims, and family members would be allowed to comment on the case. The Oklahoma Supreme Court has ruled in favor of a child's non-biological parent. Charlene Ramey sought and won parental rights for a child she raised with her ex-partner, who is the child's biological mother. And now Norman residents are concerned. We have Tyler Jones out in front of a Christmas store.
Well, we're having some technical difficulties, so we're going to go ahead and skip on ahead. May the force be with you and all of the collectibles as well. An online auction site is auctioning off Star Wars toy collection this next month, including original Star Wars action figures from 1977 in its original packaging. Each item is expected to sell for at least $25,000 each. The auction is set for December 11th, just 1 week before the latest Star Wars movie, The Force Awakens, premieres in theaters.
Hey, that's some good timing to have that auction a week before. You know people are going to be kind of...
But $25,000 each, like not even for the set.
I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I'm sure these are like gold.
Right. I mean, I suppose 1977, that's been a while.
Yeah, that's true. All right, well, we started this week with some severe weather threats. Now we seem to be in the clear. We got some nice weather today, but the temperatures are dropping. Mandy Bailey's standing by with a look at the rest of the week. Mandy.
Well, guys, thankfully we don't have any severe weather tonight, and hopefully for the rest of this month we should be in the clear. But tonight it will be a little chilly once that sun goes down. At 8 o'clock we'll be in the low 50s. Now, skies will be partly cloudy. We still have some moisture in our atmosphere, even though those storms have already moved on through. So it will be a little muggy outside tonight. By 10 o'clock we'll be down in the upper 40s, and midnight will be in the mid 40s. Now, check this out. These winds from the southwest, so we're going to have some drier air coming into the region, but they will be a little windy tonight. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Mandy, and thank you for watching OU Nightly, brought to you by Gaylord College at OU.
We'll see you tomorrow at 4:30.
Good night.